Hey guys, so it's the 1st of January 2017 and we are on episode 1 of the Daily Grind. So what we're talking about today is New Year's resolutions. So you've all woken up this morning, brand new year, brand new you, and you've got a New Year's resolution that says you're going to absolutely transform whatever it is that you want to transform, whether it be losing body fat, building muscle, or entering a physique competition, whatever it may be. You've set yourself that goal. And what I want to talk about today is how can you actually make that goal more than just a dream? How can you make it a reality, and what things can you be doing on a daily basis to actually make it happen? So we're going to take you through 5 tips that I think will help you along the way, and if you implement them, you should be right. But the first thing I've got to do is apologise, because I did plan for the first launched video of the Daily Grind to be a cool thing with different locations and all sorts of things, but sadly the English weather is working against me. It is pissing down with rain, and therefore we're in the comfort of the Iron Paradise living room. So hopefully you enjoy the scenario, hopefully you enjoy the video, and let's get down to it. So point number 1 is all about the goal you're going to set yourself. So what we want to think about here is making something that is actually going to be achievable within a given time frame. So if you've never set foot in a gym before, you've never lifted a weight in your life, or you've never followed any form of exercise program since you've been on this planet, do not set yourself a goal of being a physique competitor within 6 months' time, because it just won't happen. So think about where you are right now and where you want to get to be. It might be that your goal actually is a 2, 3, 4, even 5-year goal, but you've got to scale that back down to what you can achieve. So for example, I might set myself a goal of, I don't know, going from 10% body fat down to 6% body fat within 12 to 16 weeks. That is pretty specific. I can measure that as I go, and it's also, I'm giving myself a time frame that I think is realistic for that to be achieved. And you need to do the same. So whatever it is you're trying to achieve, think about it in that context. Think about it in trying to be something you can actually measure, something that's really specific, and something that you can put a given time period on that is actually realistic. So number 2, what we want to look at now is actually making a plan. So you've got the goal in mind, you know where you want to get to, but how you're actually going to get there. So for example, things that you might want to think about are, how can you break this down into smaller, more achievable tasks? So generally something that I do for myself and I do for clients as well is I set what can we achieve in 1 month's time? What can we achieve in a week's time? What can we achieve today? And then what can we be doing right now to actually make those things happen? So you're scaling what is sometimes quite a big and daunting task down into something that's quite achievable. So that would be a top tip from me, to make sure that you've got a structured and robust plan to actually get to your goal. 3rd point, one that's really important, and that's to execute your plan. There is no point creating a plan if you're actually not going to get off your ass and actually do it. So the important thing here is to remember that you can talk about your resolution in the office, you can talk about what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, but until you actually get out there and start taking some action, nothing will change and nothing will happen. So make sure you're doing everything you can to push yourself forward every day. And what I like to do is something called remove the excuse. So I think about what are all the obstacles that could come up along the way that might stop me from hitting my goals, and what can I do to tackle them and take them down before they become a problem. So if that's to do with sticking to your meal plan, make sure that your meal prep is really on point. Make sure that you're prepping meals in advance. Make sure that you've got enough meal plans within your program so that you can flex and change foods, so you're not going to get bored. You know, think about what it is that stops you before in the past, and what can you do about it now to make sure it doesn't happen again. Point number 4 is something that I come across quite a lot with clients, and that is their strive for perfection. They see a new training program, a new nutrition program, as something that they want to really diligently stick to every minute of every day. They want to make sure that they're hitting those meals, hitting the timings, hitting the calorie counting. They want to make sure they're doing the right reps in the gym. They want to hit the gym 5 times a week, 6 times a week, whatever it may be. And if they fail on one of those things, then they beat themselves up about it for days. It's like the world comes crashing down when you've just missed one small tiny part of your plan. In reality, in the big scheme of things, it's really not going to matter that much. What you really want to strive for is consistency. Be consistent over being perfect is what I would say. Make sure that you're sticking to your meal plan 85 to 95% of the time. Make sure that you're going to the gym if you're on a regular basis. If your program says 5 days, do 5 days most of the time. But if you slip back to 4, that's okay. You're still progressing, and that's the key point. Consistency over perfection. And the 5th and final point is be prepared to do something different. So you might have the same goal that you had last year. You want to get a bit fitter, you want to lose a bit of body fat, but think about what it is that you did last year. And clearly, if you've got the same goal again, it probably wasn't that effective. So be open to new ideas, be open to new ways of thinking, because you are going to have to step outside your comfort zone to actually make a difference. You are going to need to do some difficult shit to actually achieve your goal. It's not going to be easy, because you'd have done it already if it was. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to stretch you. It's going to really push the limits of what you think you can do. But that's why it's a challenge. That's why it's a goal. Because, like I say, if it was easy, you'd have done it already. So be prepared to do something different. Don't put the shutters up when someone comes to you with some good advice that you probably don't want to follow because maybe it sounds too difficult. It puts you outside of your comfort zone. Go out of the comfort zone. Have that as your mindset and you'll succeed. So there you have it, guys. There's your 5 tips for sticking to your New Year's resolution. So you want to make sure you've got a realistic goal. You want to make sure you've got a plan to get you there. You want to make sure that you're actually executing that plan, but be consistent. Don't strive for perfection, but also be prepared to do something different. Step outside of your comfort zone. Do all of that and I'll guarantee you'll succeed. Good luck. So thanks for watching episode 1. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe and hear more from me, then hit the subscribe button. Any questions, in the comment box below, and also head over to imparadisefitness.com because there's a blog post that goes with this video with a bit more detail if you want to dive into some more ramblings from me. Okay, cheers guys, see you tomorrow.